So this can tell us how much moisture are in those clouds. Just because, we have those days where it's overcast but it doesn't rain. Then you have other days where rain comes out of the clouds. You can't just see that from looking at satellite. So the different colors here just gives us a better idea of how much rain is actually in, or precipitation is how much in those clouds. Again, this is August, so we wouldn't expect to see much in our area. Actually, you're having the monsoon area hit. Just past it. There was a stream of moisture going into New Mexico, Arizona area. During late August, sometimes they get their version of a monsoon when you get the heavy rains for a short period of time. But you can see we get high pressure over us in the summer. So we get these storms that look like they're coming at us, and then they don't. They just go fizzle out. This one I couldn't get to stop. Oh. Okay, this is right on March 11th, a little over a year ago. And when the earthquake hit Japan, it created a tsunami. The colors that you're seeing on here, the darker the colors, the higher the height of the tsunami. Now you can see that obviously in Japan, where it's black, that's where you have the highest waves. But it's amazing how far the effects of those waves went. For example, look at Crescent City, California. Oh, wow. See, that dark red plume kind of came in and affected Crescent City, California. Now you wouldn't, that one actually makes more sense than you think of South America, but let's look at South America. It's almost halfway around the world. Look at how there's some of that dark red that hit. Look, even the southern tip. There. So mapping like this actually helps to understand, what we would expect when an earthquake hits and how the tsunamis travel, and give people better understanding of what they need to be concerned about. Crescent City, California was also hit by a tsunami in the 1964 earthquake in Alaska. So it's having trouble with a couple of these. Okay, this is showing you earthquakes. The bigger the circle, the bigger the earthquake. And this is not an exceptional time or anything. This is very typical. This is about a month period of time. And you can kind of get an idea of how many earthquakes hit in our area all the time. You don't even think about that. And the colors represent the depth of the earthquake. And the reason that's important, the more shallow it is, generally that causes more damage if it's not as big. Now, most of the earthquakes you can see here definitely affect the west coast of the United States. If you look at Hawaii, obviously you have movement there, constant little earthquakes. Again, most of them are pretty small, you don't need to feel them. These are 3.0 or bigger. Now, if you look at North America, you'll see occasionally there is an earthquake in a different part of the United States. Usually those are pretty small. Although New York did have their little earthquake last year. It made news forever. If that size earthquake would have hit here, it made the news one day, and people would say, did you feel it? Oh, yeah, I felt it. Okay, we go home. Okay. For them, and I appreciated this. Some people thought it was funny, and they did this, and I appreciated it. They had posted things like on Facebook and YouTube with some New York damage, earthquake damage, and they would show like a soda can dumped over it. Or like somebody's doll fell over it. I mean, little things like that. It's catastrophic damage. But again, they're not prepared for it though. So the same size earthquake might hit us. If it were to hit them, it would cause a lot more damage. They don't build with earthquakes in mind like we do. I just threw a few of these other ones in just to show you. This is actually the sun. So these don't have to just look at the earth. You have the moon. seeing our one side of it. You're going to see all around the different sides of it. You don't think about what the bottom looks like. Okay, we've got Mars. Mars has been in the news a lot lately. One of the reasons is it has an ice cap. And this one I just thought today, it wasn't what I thought it was. It's showing you wind speeds in different places using weather symbols. It looks interesting, but it really wasn't. Okay, so that concludes what I was going to talk about. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed it. And again, remember, for the extra credit, you have to have already turned in your hold harmless form. You need to get your receipt. If they weren't there before, they'll be there now. And if not, I'll peek over. If not there, I'll tell them to go down there. So you need to attach your receipt and just write one little paragraph. I don't want to read a lot. But tell me maybe something you enjoyed about it, or something that you did downstairs, or something that would be good. And the other thing is if you have any friends or relatives that might enjoy this place, get them to come over here so it stays open.